on. Holy shit.
What is up? We are loaded. We got this kid, Dylan. We are stacked. Got chum in here. Got the kill box fully loaded with ice. We are not gonna go hungry. We got all of our diving stuff. We got 2 tanks for scuba diving. Got everything on the boat. What do you think? Thank you. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode down here in the Florida Keys. No, I haven't uploaded in a while, but I'm getting back into it. So on this video, we go down to the Tortugas for a 3-day trip, 2 nights. Very action-packed, lots of free diving and fishing. Definitely worth a while of watching. So we start the trip by going on a shaft recovery that I have lost my shaft about a week before this video on a grouper, not realizing I was at 90 feet when I took the shot, and the grouper got rocked up, and basically that was the end of the story. So very lucky to find the shaft right when we dropped on the spot, because when we marked the spot on the GPS, we didn't know exactly where the shaft was, so it was kind of hit or miss. And when we dropped on it, I was really stoked, and that saved me about $250 worth of equipment. And this shaft was also my Wahoo/Blue Water setup shaft, so really stoked to have that, because if we encountered any Wahoo or any kind of blue water species down at the Tortugas, it would be tricky to land that with my normal flopper shaft. So here we're getting the anchor out of the reef. Makes it a lot easier and helps not destroy the reef when you're taking your anchor up. It also helps to the fact that we're trying to get to Key West to refuel, so we have the most amount of time to get to the fort before sunset. And this is a 2-part episode because it was about 1 hour and 10 minutes of footage, and I don't think anyone wants to watch that in one sitting. So don't forget to come back and watch part 2. And to all the new viewers, don't forget to subscribe. And to everyone, leave your thoughts and comments down in the comments section. So here we're coming up for our safety stop, 3 minutes at about 20 feet. So make sure you dive safe. From here on, we head to Key West, and that's where the adventure starts. 2.5 weeks. It was growing. It's a fuel story, right? It's for fuel.
See them. Yeah, they're just a little different.
What do you think
What?
about everything?
That's a lot of money on gas.
He is back. He wants to run and get Mucinex. What is your opinion?
I'm gonna take a piss.
We're going to the bathroom. There's our boat. It is loaded in here. We're gonna eat some quick dinner. More like what, lunch and dinner. Winner. Gonna go walk the fort and then get anchored up. Ready for tomorrow. This is a quick haircut.
It's really short, actually.
No clean
So
hair.
look at this bald spot right there.
I caught that on camera.
I'll laugh.
Jacob.
No matter where we go, he's gonna get lost if we're gonna
He gets lost everywhere. He gets lost in
Fucking
public.
He gets lost in public.
Oh, that's true. You're just standing on top of the hole.
Now we have bait.
That boat is exactly the same as ours. FYI. Oh, there he is. Little lemon.
Tony, you should jump on his back. Public is there looking at my boat.
Here, fishy, fishy. I kind of want to swim with him.
That would be really cool.
That would. That one's a lot bigger.
Another one.
That one has a more. Drop it right now. He's coming under the. Drop it right there. Just drop it right there. Oh, yeah, you have it.
Hey!
Easiest fish ever.
Okay, now we can shark fish.
So, we. Those guys were tight on a shark, and then their braided line went and basically like almost cut my neck in half. So that was lovely.
Get away! Stop, Daddy.
Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, everybody. It was quite the night. I passed out looking at sunrise. They're gone. Maybe.
No, that's them right there. The best. This thing is your under stuff. His name's Piper.
Dry cereal. There is a lot of bait. Bait acquired. Look at those things. We're gonna put them in a bag, put them on ice. Look at them diving over there. There's so many. They're big and thick. Just took a quick leak break. Got the boat clean. Gonna head out 10 miles away. See you guys on the way. Got one diver in, getting suited up. Sir, boys, where is your super suit?
It's fine. There's a lot bigger one down there.
That's a nice red. Martin. This 20 minutes of diving was pretty insane. Before I hop in, my dad hops in and he comes up saying that there's so many fish and that he comes up with a pretty nice red, and my brother comes up with a nice mutton. So I have high expectations. Here I go down my first dive, and I saw a shark before this, so I knew that whatever I see, I need to get to the boat as fast as possible. So here I see a lot of different fish. I could see grouper on the bottom, but this really big, nice, fat mutton catches my eye, and I wait for a good shot. He gives me kind of that broadside turn. I let it rip. Didn't get the stone shot, but definitely got a holding shot in the gill plate. And now the job was to get this fish to the boat as fast as possible, even though it was pulling pretty hard. So I look back down and there's a shark, not too aggressive, but definitely interested. And this is why you have to have a dive buddy diving with you all times, especially when you know there's sharks around. And Vance was there for the save. So I hop in, and right when I hop in, I see Dylan coming up with a pretty solid red grouper, and I see this same exact shark, but about 10 times as much fired up. And so I knew I had to go down there and keep this fish from getting eaten. Luckily, he didn't go too far out as he saw that there's 2 of us there. So some sharks can get really aggressive, but I knew I had to get this fish in the boat as fast as possible. So after that, I dropped down. The muttons are pretty smart, so after they saw a couple of them get shot, they scattered away, and they're still around the area, but usually the red groupers are the ones who stay. And so I saw a couple of those, but I was just scanning the area, kind of seeing what's going on, and especially looking after those sharks. But you could see a little red down there, definitely legal. There was a lot of reds on this spot, but I was seeing, just analyzing, seeing what I'm working with, so that I could go on a second dive and know what's going on. So here on this dive, I spot a pretty nice mutton, probably like 27 inches, and I go down, and he's playing games with me. I could see he's not really buying me. And so he's kind of not giving me the broadside turn, and you can see he's just facing away. And right when I took the shot, he turned a little bit, and right when I pulled the trigger, it was too late, and I knew I wouldn't get him. But that happens sometimes. Really hard shot. I kind of knew there was a really slim chance of getting him, but I let it rip anyways, and it didn't work out. With tricky shots like this, it usually doesn't, so it was kind of expected.
It was a mine, but he was like this, and right a second before I shot, he turned.
On to my next dive here. I'm doing my final breathe ups, and here I exhale all my air, inhale as much as I can, and here I start packing for the dive. So here I do my duck dive. Come down, stay as streamlined as possible with my head tucked in, and as I'm reaching the bottom, I take my chin out, see what's going on. Here I could see a lot of red groupers here. We already had a couple in the boat, so I wasn't too convinced to shoot any of them, but I was just gonna come and check him out because I knew they weren't going anywhere. They were being really chill. Really love red groupers. They're kind of like, you could call them stupid, but they're really aggressive eaters. So they do anything for food. This is a pretty nice one. I'd probably say like 25, around there. But you can see them here. Love them. They're pretty curious, and always fun to dive with them. Later on, we actually feed them. Some of the fresh pilchard that we got. Feed them out of the hand. So here I go down already with 2 pilchards on my gun, trying to figure out, or trying to see if these red groupers will eat out of my hand. I've done it once before, but most of the time they're not really they're already shy from divers. But clearly these groupers have never seen divers before, so it was pretty awesome. So I go down and I start wiggling the pilchard, and I could see the groupers are pretty interested but still not completely bought on it. And so I relax, start moving. Usually we don't have 2 people down on the same dive, but here this day we had 5 people in the water, 5 experienced divers, so we didn't really have a problem with that one, which always makes everything a lot more fun.
Dude, Dylan, we fed them from the hand, bro.
So this
Holy
clip,
fuck!
I turn around and Vance stones like about a 45-pound kingfish.
Holy shit, man! That kid is fucked up. Oh my god! What the fuck?
This was definitely one of those fish you don't see very often, but it was pretty insane to see him shoot it, and very, very lucky he got a stone shot on that fish, or else that thing would take him on a pretty big ride and probably wouldn't get the whole fish back with the sharks around. Very, very lucky shot and an insane addition to the kill box. Last breath and pack my lungs, do a duck dive, and tuck my chin in and head down. As the pressure gets bigger, the deeper you go, the less you have to kick. Then you become neutrally buoyant. The bottom here was around 45 to 50, nothing too deep. Basically I would say the ideal depth for reef diving. For reef diving, usually the most we go is to like 65, high 60s. But anything over that, I've dove down to high 80s before and taken a shot with probably 10 seconds of bottom time. But that's just pushing it for no reason, and if you can get the same fish at 60 feet, then why go to 80? So here you can see a pretty solid grouper. That thing's probably like close to 30, probably like 28, 29. If you're wondering why we're not shooting them, is first of all, we knew they wouldn't go anywhere because they're really, really curious, probably never seen divers before. But also we already had a lot of meat in the kill box, and we were waiting to see if we couldn't find any blacks before we get any more reds. There I point out a nice mutton that we were looking for to my dad and brother on the surface.
Mutton on the sand.
So in this clip, I'm gonna go a little bit over how I do my breathe ups for my dive. So first, I like to have relaxation. So I like to have about at least 3 minutes of surface time. For my deeper dives, I like to have 5, and during those 3 or 5 minutes, I relax as much as possible. Then, when I'm close to my time, I exhale completely. Then on my first breath, I go up to 50% lung capacity. Then I go back to 0, exhale everything. Then I go up to 70, hold it in for like 2 or 3 seconds. Then I exhale everything, and then I inhale to 100% into my stomach, then into my lungs. And then I use my lungs to compact the air into my stomach, and then I pack as much air as I can into my lungs. So then when I'm at deep depth, I don't have contraptions because they happen when your diaphragm gets pushed in. So that helps a lot with that, and also it adds a little bit of dive time. So this is my last dive at this spot, so I was gonna go ahead and feed another grouper. Just pretty sick thinking that you could feed a grouper by hand. You can see a nice one there on the sand. So yeah, always nice to change spots so you don't overfish, but pretty insane start to the trip. Stay tuned, everyone. It does not get much worse than this.
That was probably the craziest 20 minutes of diving I've ever done. Let's see the kill box. Holy sh! Boys, what do you think about the start of the trip?
Kind of big, not gonna lie.
Bro, it's so good. Look at the kill box. Flood of the day. This is our second spot. It's like another kind of ledge or bump up. But the water viz isn't the best, but there's fish here. There's a couple sharks here, so it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, get food and hop in. Freshly caught red grouper, getting it fillet. Oh, good job. You're getting it filleted. So this is how we season our fish because we forgot seasoning. A lot of people don't cut the collars out. When you cut your collar out from the fish, you could cut this piece of meat out, this piece of meat out, and it's a lot of meat. So yeah, cut your cheeks out and your collar. You heard?
Wish I were sponsored. The surf club is sponsored.
Fish, grilled mushrooms.
I want to make sure I don't hit any Tabasco.
Oh yeah. Rate the fish fans.
8 out of 10. Are you trying to catch?
Tighten the drag a lot.
Oh, you let go. Thank you.
No, you just ripped it. Oh my god!
Oh my god! He was inches away from dying from shark attack. 100% grouper.
That is, yeah, that doesn't look like a. That doesn't. Oh!
Holy shit!
It's
That
a
was like
red.
a 3-second grouper catch.
Yeah, he's good.
Alright, Vince, do it.
Okay. This kid is trying to unrock his grouper. We're gonna get in the water, see what's under here. Alright, so we hop in, and right off the bat, we have a little nice shark saying what's up. Not too aggressive, just hanging out, eating the chunks that we were throwing in. So first drop, first impressions on this spot. The water viz is pretty bad. There was a pretty bad like reverse thermocline where it was actually the water was a little bit warmer on the bottom and the water on top was a little dirtier, kind of cleared up on the bottom. So off the bat, the structure was pretty good. Not too much life. Not like the other spot. And off on that little hump that goes up, definitely a lot of structure that grouper, black grouper, red grouper could hang around. So just doing my first couple of drops, looking what I'm working with, looking what the spot looks like. So here you can see a fishing line down there, and I was actually going down to cut or check out what my Vance's rocked up grouper that he caught on rod and reel. I was gonna go check out what's going on. So come down and see the line wrapped up completely all the way everywhere. Like there's no way I'm gonna do that. And so to make it easier, I just cut the line. And the fish is definitely gonna get itself out of there. There's only about 1.5 foot a leader. So I could see right there in the distance, I could see a nice red grouper. We were trying to go after blacks because we already had a lot of meat, but.
How deep?
58.
What is it?
What?
What was there? Red grouper.
I don't know, probably red grouper. It was under a lot. I just cut it off. It was under a rock, just tangled everywhere. But there was a really big red grouper next to it. So got the business with the line done, and I went to scan around, and after that we didn't really see much after that red grouper. Even though the spot was pretty good, there was just this one triggerfish swimming around that my dad saw, so told me to get him. Really good white meat and not a hard fish to shoot, so was glad to take that one. And sorry guys for the camera angle, gotta work on that one next time. It's really funny and really terrifying. Almost every single time I shoot one of these, they bite me, and it's basically like if you took wire cutting pliers and just cut a chunk of meat out of yourself.
Punch up.
Not that fun. 58. I marked 58. Alright, so as you guys saw, this water viz was pretty bad. We were moving, and it wasn't too much life, like not compared to the first one.
Can you see? It's really green.
Look at that. Water. That is insane. So how we find our spots is we look at our Garmin topography map, and we look for big bumps or just big spots that go up. And then we drive around with our down scanner, with our sonar, and look for big ledges. So I hop in, and Vance was on fire because he stoned literally every single fish he shot. So here what's happening is I turn around when I'm going down, and I see this nice like 30-pound amberjack like 5 inches away from me. And so I go ahead and I shoot him, try to get a stone shot, but didn't end up getting one. And so now the goal was to get this fish dispatched and to the boat as quickly as possible, because there were quite a bit of sharks here.
Grab him. Get him in the boat. Look, here.
Did you get it?
Yeah. No, he's good. We just throw him in the box.
Pull this shaft.
And that's it. Holy shit, this thing's like 30 pounds.
So we only had about half an hour left of diving for the day, so we were not going to move spots anymore, so we were just trying to figure out what we can take off of it. I dropped down here, didn't really see anything, so just drop down, sit on the bottom, see if anything comes by. So because it was the last spot of the day and I see these two groupers, they were pretty nice, probably 26, 27 inches. And so at first, I'm not really too convinced to shoot them. And then I'm like, why not, right? And so I go after this one and let it rip. So I know I need to get it back to the boat, and there's this big amberjack, like a 50-pound amberjack, just circling this fish, trying to see if he could eat it. And so luckily I had Dylan by my side, and so I look back down and I see this fired up shark, and Dylan was there and poked him away. This is really important to also have a safety diver or a buddy when you're diving like this, especially in sharky waters. So out of nowhere, I realized this big lump in this guy's stomach, and so I'm like, what the heck did he eat? And so I open him up, and I pull a whole lobster out of his stomach. Alright, so that's a wrap for part 1 of the Tortugas trip. Don't forget to come back, look at my channel, and find part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the part 2. Just pulled the anchor, and we're gonna head back in. It's too late to go to the lighthouse, so we're gonna just head into the fort. So yeah, first day is absolutely amazing. What are we thinking?
I need a run.
So we just gave away a mutton, like a 25-inch mutton for like a tiny bit of salt. At least we have salt.
Mutton's worth just